What is up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks so much for being here and for being subscribed. If you're not, go ahead and hit that button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like button. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this reality chat. Listen, guys, I just needed to share a little bit more of my thoughts when it comes to Martell Holt and Arionne thinking that she went from being coleslaw to chicken. She's still coleslaw, okay? And we know that Melody does not want the trash that she discarded anymore. And I'm so happy about that, right? But either way, she'll never be the main dish. She's still coleslaw. She really feels like she's become chicken, but she's definitely not. And listen, I just wanted to share a little bit more of my thoughts on this situation because they were posted on, or I say reposted on the Shade Room on Instagram, and they even made Blavity news. So I want to share this article and just share with you how fake this situation is, right? Which we all know that it really is, no matter how they try to dress it up, no matter how they try to make it seem like, oh, we are in a relationship now, even though they're not saying it, they're trying to show it. And even though in most instances, actions speak louder than words, but if you can't even confirm it to the public, then yeah, it's fake. Anyway, the story reads, it looks like all things are well between Martell Holt and his longtime mistress turned mother of one of his children, Arionne. Do you see how that sounds? His longtime mistress turned mother of one of his children. It didn't say longtime mistress turned girlfriend or turned fiance. She already was the baby mama. Like, how many years old is the kid at this point? Anyway, months after Curry slammed the Love and Marriage Huntsville personality over his relationship with RHOAOG Sheree Whitfield, the two joined forces for a family-friendly Instagram Live featuring their son Knox as they cooked, laughed, and answered fan questions. First of all, who the freak is a fan of either one of them, to be honest with you? But even of the clown Hotel who's on the show, you're not a star. A fan? Give me a freaking break. And the fact that they said as they answered fan questions, I was like, okay, whatever. I guess, the person who's writing this article, they have to try to keep it as professional as possible and try to just make it sound like they have, even though they may have people who follow them, they have fans. Anyway, it's been a roller coaster relationship for the two, as Curry has been thrust into the spotlight despite not being on the OWN reality show and accused of ruining Holt's marriage to Melody Cherie. At least they did not call her by that trash last name that she discarded. But the fact that they're saying this, it's been a roller coaster relationship for the two as she was thrust into the spotlight. No one pushed her in the spotlight. She wants the spotlight on her. Let's remember, because I don't know if those of you who have been watching the show for a while don't know how she even started getting people to know who she was. Because I remember I used to watch when Funky Dineva did his reviews of Love and Marriage Huntsville, because I used to watch when he did reviews of other shows too. This just happened to be one that he added to his list or roster, shall you say. But I remember when he started talking about how this chick that was messing with Martell was reaching out to him. She wanted the spotlight. I remember when Tasha K this is before she did the interview. This is before the infamous interview. But I remember when Tasha K played the phone conversation that she recorded of Coleslaw talking about him and Melody, okay? So she's been wanting to be in the spotlight. So for them to say that she was thrust into the spotlight, despite not being on the show, she wants to be on the show. She still wants to be on the show. She wanted to be on the show back then. Okay? So the fact that they're saying this is just absolutely ridiculous. The story continues. Curry and Holt dated for 5 years of the Holt's marriage, but it seems Curry and Holt are in a peaceful co-parenting and maybe even romantic space again. ... for now. Now listen, you can't date somebody that's married. And so the fact that they're saying that, they were screwing each other, okay? Continuously, repeatedly. He became her baby wipe, okay? So they were not dating. It's ridiculous. So the fact that he keeps trying to put that out there, that Melody gave him permission to go and get a girlfriend, it's just ridiculous. Anyway, the story continues. Curry went live on her IG as she finished prepping dinner with Holt. Holt praised her cooking skills, noting she cooks almost every day and can make dishes from scratch. He even suggested the two start a cooking series together. Whatever. Yeah, I did hear him say that. It's like ridiculous. Their son Knox played in the background before Holt prepared the toddler's plate. A fan questioned if Curry would make Holt's plate, to which Holt quickly responded that she always does. I mean, so there you have it. She's constantly there to serve him, whether she is the hot sex on the platter or she's serving him food that she's cooked. She's always there to just give him what he wants. So that was just a moment of him giving her what she wanted, which was some public attention and public affection. But some fans asked whether they were together, which they ignored. See, there you have it. It's just ridiculous. It's just for show. The story continues. Curry laughed at questions people were giving them about their intimate life. Without giving up any details, Curry and Holt said they're both very happy. Whatever. Curry also showed off their blended family's Halloween gingerbread houses, noting it's for 6 children. See, and this is the stuff that pisses me off. And I know that Melody is doing her best to stay above this bullcrap, but it's absolutely disgusting to me. And I don't even feel that it should be allowed for her to be around Melody's children. He and Coleslaw are not married. And most times when it comes to these visitation orders, at least from what I knew when I was in the legal field, every state is different. So I don't know how it is in Alabama. And I never really did family law, but I did work in a firm where they did handle family law. And as far as I knew, at least in the state that I'm located in, when you have visitation, your children are not allowed to be around people that you're dating. Now, if you're married, that's a different story because you're married. But when you're dating someone, that person could be here today and gone tomorrow, and you can't really trust these people being around your children. So when you're having those visitation times, usually that's not even allowed. Now, there are some ex-spouses who will have to petition the courts for specific reasons to say, I don't want my children to be around anyone that they're dating, but that's usually not allowed. I wouldn't trust this chick who can't stand, I'm speaking as if I'm Melody now, but I wouldn't trust this chick who can't stand me to be around my children, because my children are me. And I don't care how you try to put on a front in the public as if you really adore my children and you're taking care of them. Hell no. You couldn't be around my kids, period. Hotel is trash. To just see this nigga sitting there in this live video, smiling in her face, cheesing up, and, fake embracing her, and her just eating it up Like, yeah, y'all get to see what it's really like behind closed doors when nobody is around. But this is just for show. Okay, to continue. The story says she has 2 children, one with Holt, and Holt has 5, 4 with his ex-wife. Curry confirmed that she helped one of Holt and Cherie's daughters make her gingerbread house. You know, that type of stuff she's doing on purpose. It is to just drive that nail in and just hammer it. She's really trying to get under Melody's skin. And this is why I would petition the courts for her to not be able to be around my children. Look, when he has his times of visitation or joint custody, whatever the term is called for what they have, you cannot be around her with our children, period. Because you already know that if Melody was out in the public in a relationship, showing it off, like they're trying to put off this front of showcasing this relationship that isn't even really real to the public, he would be steaming. Steam would be coming out of his ears. Flames of fire would be coming out of his eyes. He would be heated and hot and petitioning the courts for Melody to not be able to have another man around his children. You already know this. So the fact that she's doing this is just absolutely ridiculous, and it just pisses me off. But they're not really in a relationship. This is nothing but a convenient situation, and it's fake. They couldn't even confirm, yes, we're in a relationship, when people who were being kind enough to just ask them questions in the comments, they couldn't even respond. They ignored it. The article says they ignored people asking whether they were together. Why can't you just say yes? Because they're not. And that's just it. So yeah, it's fake. I mean, just like I said, it's not real. So I'm just coming out here to confirm it, guys. They made Blavity news, and this is just as phony as we all believe that it was. So anyway, he has just shown that his life is a continual downgrade. He can't get it right in business. He can't get it right in relationships. And I don't feel sorry for him. And the seeds that he's sown, he's got a huge harvest that he's going to reap. He's reaping some of it, but it's not even over. It's not even over, because you can't do stuff like that, break a covenant in marriage that you made, not just between your ex-wife, but also between God. And I believe that some people really X that part out of it. They forget that the vows that they made, because the vows that you make, it's not just to the other person, it's also to God. So that's why when it comes to people getting married, that's why I believe a lot of people should not get married, because it's crazy that a lot of people don't really realize and recognize that you're making a commitment and a vow not only to the other person, but it's also to God. And that's where the sacrifice comes in. He couldn't sacrifice the moments. And I say moments because I do believe that Melody was getting it in with that fool on many of occasions when she really didn't feel like it. I mean, let's just be clear. They have 4 kids. And I believe she said that there was even times when she may have had a termination. So they could have had more children. She has sacrificed so much in that relationship being with him. I'm quite sure that there were many, many times where she gave it up when she didn't feel like it. You know what I'm saying? But because of how selfish he was, he couldn't sacrifice moments in time where it's like she's going through stuff. She may be going through postpartum and so many other things and not thinking about how she's feeling. It was just all about how he was feeling. So he decided to go out and get some trash and screw it. And then he couldn't get rid of the trash. It's like she is a virus that wouldn't go away. I mean, that's why he called her a peasant. He's not better than her. I'm definitely not saying that he's greater than what she is, but a lot of males, I won't say men, but a lot of males will do stuff like that and then try to X themselves out of the bad decision that they made and just make it seem like, oh, well, she was trash anyway. She didn't mean anything to me. And a lot of times they don't mean anything to them, but yet still she was good enough for you to get your rocks off. And that's all it had ever been about for him. But because this is someone that he could continue to get his rocks off with, because she was constantly there, wasn't going to go anywhere, it's just what it is. But I just believe that even though Melody doesn't care, this is a continual slap in the face, because for her, meaning Coleslaw, to sit there and talk about Melody's children, how she helped her daughter make a gingerbread house, like that type of stuff, it pisses me off. Because let's just be clear, this chick was not just someone that he met after they got divorced and, wound up dating and having a relationship, and he introduced the kids to the children and they're dating, whatever. This woman has been out here on social media in this infamous interview that she did with Tasha K. And even before the interview with Tasha K, had a conversation that Tasha K recorded, put on her YouTube channel, and was just continuously disparaging Melody, calling her stupid, she's dumb. I was calling her up. I was telling her how he was eating my A and blah, 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 blah. She's disgusting. I would not want someone like that around my children. I can't tell Melody what to do and say, but I'm just basically saying that this is just absolutely disgusting. I don't care anything about those two being in a fake relationship, but what does really bother me is the fact that she is feeling so comfortable to discuss Melody's children. And I wouldn't have any parts of that, but that's just me. So anyway, guys, you let me know how you feel about it in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for being here, for liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until the next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and I'm going to say bye.